Fargo police say they caught a man stealing a vehicle who also has ties to other crimes in the area. Around 8 Monday morning, the victim told police their vehicle was stolen from the 1100 block of College Street North, and they had surveillance footage of this happening. The vehicle was found the next day, but when officers approached it, they say the driver sped off before abandoning the vehicle in the middle of the road. 28-year-old Devin Tenefi was arrested for possession of a stolen vehicle and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Officers say when they conducted a search of this vehicle, they found items connected to other open cases, as well as clothing that matched images captured in different relevant surveillance